Hello, everyone. My name is Poppy Nutella, and this is kind of a follow up from the last video I did where I was ranking beige British food. Today, we're going to be doing another bit of ranking. We're going to be ranking some British words today. If you did not know, hi, I'm British. I am English. I'm from the north of England. So some of these words I may not be too familiar with because some of these may be more used down south or in the Midlands or just over in the east. I'm in the northwest. So some of these words I may not be as familiar with, but yeah, let's get into it. Let's go into it. The first one is governor, which I know is more associated with with London, with like kind of a Cockney accent, I guess. Up here, up north, I haven't really heard anyone say governor. I say governor. Governor. I fucking say governor. I love how I said fucking like the first like 5 minutes of the video, but whatever. What the fuck ever. This is like a solid. This is a solid like C tier word, cause I don't normally think about me using it. I didn't even realize they said governor like that. Like, I think this is one of those words that like it is so stereotypically British, and that I have only really like the most of the times I've heard it is from like Americans and like American shows, like overly exaggerating this and overly like pronunciating, overly like pronunciating this word. So I didn't even realize I said it until this video. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. The next word. The next one is gutted. I don't use this word a lot, personally. But it's a solid word. It's a nice word. It's like a B-tier word. Like, I could like probably hear myself saying this at some point, but like I don't usually say gutted, you know. But like it's a good word. It's a solid word, you know. Okay, next one, pissed. Now, I think British English is the only type of English. I could be dead wrong here. That like uses pissed as in the term of like, oh, someone's off to get pissed, oh, someone's off to get drunk, you know. I mean, personally, there's like kind of two over here in England. It also has two meanings. Either you're pissed off, aka you're mad at someone, or you're mad at something, or like, you know, getting drunk. And honestly, it's an A-tier word. Pissed. This may sound fucking stupid because most of the time when people think, well, it's free fucking connotations, because you know when you go to have a piss, you know. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna like meme on me, or like clown on me for this, but like pissed is a solid word. Like, this is a word that like is in my regular like vocabulary. Like, I swear, whenever I'm streaming, by the way, you should follow me, twitch.tv/poppynutella. I'm trying to get to my my Twitch payout threshold by the end of 2025. But yeah, whenever I'm streaming, I feel like I always say pissed, like at least once. So yeah. It's just in my regular vocabulary. So yeah. Okay. Mental. I feel like you know, when you whenever we say something like that's mental, we're just like, oh, that's crazy. Why the fuck did they do that? You know, like for example, like if you say, and I just literally just saw that one of the other words on here is the tube, which is the like underground railway in London. You could say, oh, the tube was proper busy, like the other day, like more busy than usual, and your mate could be like, oh, like you could just say like, oh, the tube was like proper busy the other day, like busier than usual. It was proper mental, you know, you know. So yeah, mental. I would probably say it's a C tier word for me. Because as a psychology student, I don't know. I don't know how to rank mental. Because the thing is, I don't hear it all too often. I feel like nowadays people just go, "Oh yeah, that's crazy," or like people just say, "Oh really?" You know, instead of "that's mental." So it is. I don't know if it's like going out of fashion or not, or if it's just I don't really hear it too often. So yeah. And then we've got tar, which is kind of like thank you. You know what? Tar is like very easy to just type out when like you're texting someone and like you're like, hey, can you just like send me this over? Tar, you know? It's just very easy to type it out. So that gets an A rank from me. Tar gets an A rank for me. So yeah. Muppet. This is a solid S rank already, just because I love the Muppets. I haven't watched any of the Muppet movies in a while, or like any of them other Muppet related media. But fun fact, I literally listened to like the ending of like what is it? I'm calling myself a fake fan here. I was listening to like the end song of I think a Muppet movie, like the other day, and I was like, I should really watch Muppet related media more. But yeah, so if you don't know, Muppet is usually use it to call someone a Muppet. Like it's just basically saying that someone's an idiot, basically. Like for example, if someone says, "Oh fuck, if someone says, "Oh fuck, I left my phone at home," or "I left my charger at home," you can go, "Oh you fucking Muppet," you know, or like if your mate said that they were gonna buy you a Nando's, or like they'll pay for your meal at Nando's, and then you get into Nando's, you've already eaten your food, and you go to pay, and your friend's like, "Oh shit, I've left my card at home. I left my money at home." You would rightfully go, "You fucking Muppet," you know, because they fucking forgot their money, you know. So yeah, I love how we're already 8 minutes into this, and we've still got quite a few words left. Okay, the tube. The tube is just what we call. The tube specifically is just what we call the London Underground, right? We don't really use this to refer to like any other trains, any other like train lines. Like for example, I know where I'm from, no one calls our train lines the tube, you know. Everyone just calls it, oh we getting on the train to wherever, you're gonna go get the train down to London or whatever, you know. So yeah, the tube is very specifically the London Underground, right? So yeah, but you know what? I like the tube. I would think I like calling the London Underground the tube. I'm pretty sure it is the London Underground anyways that we call it the tube. But yeah, I do thoroughly enjoy calling the London Underground the tube. I don't know why. It just fits. It just fits. So, yeah. So, yeah. Posh. Is posh like a very British word? To be fair, I've never really heard any Americans say something is posh. They'll usually say something is fancy. But yeah, that's basically what it means. Posh just basically means fancy. Or like if you're calling someone, oh, you're posh, innit? It can be meant as an insult, as a like, oh, you're posh. Oh, you're kind of like fancying up your arse a bit, you know? So yeah, posh can be used as an insult. Any word can be used as an insult, really. If you just any insult can be used, any word can really be used as either an insult or a compliment. If you just say you absolute, then the word. Like for example, if I call someone you absolute unit, then it's like, oh, you just I'm in my mind that just means I'm calling someone like tall. I'm calling someone like, or I'm like complimenting someone on their muscles. I'm just saying like someone has like a lot of muscles, So yeah. Or but then if I call someone you absolute bellend, that's an insult. I'm just calling you an idiot. We have a lot of words. That like just mean idiot. Wait a minute. Is bellend on here? Bellend's not on here. What the fuck? Why the fuck is Bellend not on here? Why is Bellend not on there? It should be on here. Bellend should be on there. Okay, gaff. I have never heard someone call a home a gaff. The only gaff I know is fucking gift gaff, right? Right? I have never heard anyone say gaff. That's just an arse word. That just seems like a shit word. Like, never ever heard someone call something a gaff. Is this a southern thing? Is this a not? Is this like a Midlands thing? Is this just something in the east? Is this just what I'm too northern to understand? Write in the comments down below. But yeah, I have never heard someone call their home a gaff. And then we have pitch, which is like, a soccer field. This is an A-tier word. I could not think of anything else to call a soccer field. Because soccer field, that just feels too American, like a football field. Well, I think it was because I was saying soccer. Because it says literally here, usually in reference to a soccer field. But yeah, football field. Like, a football field to me, and a football pitch, like, that's like two very distinct things in my mind. A field usually has like a bit more overgrown grass, and then with a pitch, it's like, the grass is either fake grass or like the grass is like been freshly cut. It usually has the like little white lines around it. Field and pitch, very two different connotations in my mind. So, yeah. In it, I've probably said in it like 1,000 times just in this video alone. Like, in it, it's just in my regular vocabulary. Like, it's like a contraction of a contraction. It's a contraction of, isn't it? So if I say, I would say, oh, that's stupid, isn't it? That feels like a bit too posh for me to say. Like, but like, in it, oh, that was fucking stupid, in it. That was a bit expensive, in it. In it, it's just the perfect word to be like, hey, yeah, that was expensive, wasn't it? So yeah, in it is like in it, to me, it's actually an S-tier word. So yeah. Okay, proper fit. The thing is, the phrase proper fit, I associate heavily with roadmen and like chavs, right? I have only ever heard like roadmen say proper fit. And yeah, I've never heard actually anyone else other than roadmen, chavs, and fucking teenagers, to say the least. And like teenage, I've never. Let me rephrase. My brain just short circuits every so often. But I have never heard anyone other than roadmen, chavs, and teenagers say proper fit. This is just not in like anyone else's vocabulary, which is making me say, see, proper fit just kind of gives me the ick, and so yeah, that goes in C tier. Okay, knackered. That is like, that's a solid B tier word. I like, no one says exhausted. Some people may say tired, like, oh, I'm proper tired in it, or like, I'm proper knackered. You know, it's usually knackered or tired. No one really says exhausted, unless they're really, really, really tired. You know, but then again, they could just say knackered. But yeah, this is a very, like, this is a word that I hear pretty often. So yeah, prat. I've never heard anyone say prat. I've never heard anyone say prat. And yeah, that word also gives me the ick. That is just a horrendous word. Like, whenever I've heard anyone call someone a brat, they'll just say brat instead of prat, you know? Literally. This is just based on our pronunciation. Literally, it's just a word used anywhere else. How else are you supposed to say it though? Literally. That's how the posh people say it. That's probably how the posh people say it. That's probably how my friends. But yeah, I'm putting that in A tier because how else are you supposed to say it? Fun fact. One of my friends, you know, I just said, probably one of my friends' parents says that. I remember back in high school, we used to, like, proper call my friend Rich, like, all the time. And she would always, like, deny it. And I'm just like, yeah, you're Rich. Because I'm pretty sure her house had, like, a name. And not, like, an address. Like, an actual bloody name. What kind of person lives in a house that, like, has a name other than the Rich? You know? So yeah, literally that goes in A tier because like, how else are you gonna say it? Because how else is like the regular person gonna say it? Because if I hear someone say literally, I just assume you're posh as fuck. So yeah. Okay, pram. I like this word, pram. That's a B tier word, definitely. Pram, just like everyone fucking says it. Like, I say everyone fucking says it. But yeah, pram. Who the fuck says stroller nowadays other than like Americans? You know? But yeah, pram is just like a quicker way of saying a stroller. Like, no one says stroller over here, you know? Yeah, I like the word pram. It's just convenient to say, innit? Loo. Okay, this is a C tier word for me, just because loo is not really used. Okay, it is used. Probably about 30-40% of people say it. But most of the time, when we need to go piss, or like we need to go tell our friends that we need to go use the bathroom, we'll just say, oh, I'm just going to the toilet. That's what we say, you know. That's what we say. Not we're going to the loo, we're going to the toilet. I'm pretty sure, to be fair, I'm pretty sure loo is like a bit more common with older people rather than like younger people. It depends. Because I'm pretty sure my mum says, does my mum say loo? Maybe some of my other family members on my mum's side say loo, but like not a lot of people I know say, oh, I'm just going to the loo, you know. I mean, it may be more common like down south for like people to say loo. But like up here, up north, people just say, "Oh, I'm just going to toilet," you know. So yeah, quid. This is an A tier. This is an A tier. This is an A tier word, definitely. Cause like, you know, we have Americans, they have books. Over here, it would sound weird if everyone just saying, "Oh, do you have a book on you?" But yeah, quid. That just feels very British in my brain. You know, very British. Sounds right in a British accent. So, yeah. Lift. This is like a C tier word for me. Because lift, even though it is very British and is easier to say than elevator, like, I don't know. Elevator also sounds right in my brain. I don't know. But also, lift sounds right. You know, lift can go at the top of C. Above governor. But yeah, lift. Lift is just an elevator. You know? But yeah, I mean, to be fair, most of the people I know use the word lift. Most of the time when we complain about the lifts at uni. Because I swear to fucking God, the lifts at my uni, we have three lifts in this one, in this one part of one of the buildings. Well, in one of the buildings at least, there's like 3 lifts. And I swear to fucking God, 2 of them are always broke. And then one of them that's always broke is like the biggest one. And the thing is, two of them are very small. And the thing is, I was thinking about this like a few months ago. Those two of the lifts are the two smaller lifts. We have 2 small lifts and then like a larger lift. The 2 small lifts, and usually it's one of the small lifts and then the big lift that's broken. The 2 small lifts, those don't seem very wheelchair accessible. You could probably only just fit a wheelchair in there. And it's just like, my uni, Poppy Nutella's university, please fix your goddamn fucking lifts, please. Because Jesus Christ. Like, I get it, everyone fucking uses them. But also, those stairs are a pain in the ass to get up, okay? But I get it, everyone uses them. But also, I feel like those lifts need to be, like, way more, like, they need to be upgraded, so that they are, like, better, like, accustomed to actually having a ton of people, like, quite a few people, you know, and it's usually no one, there's no, overfilling of these lifts. It's usually well under capacity, the people it's usually, well under capacity, usually, 3 or 4 people are in a lift at a time, and it can fit between 6 and 8. If 3 people are using it at a time, and then probably that's what? That's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people that are gonna be using it every hour. Probably every half an hour or so, 3 people get in it. If these lifts cannot handle that, then what the fuck are they here for? Cause these lifts, I swear to God, they are almost always broken, and it pisses me the fuck off. So, yeah, it just pisses me off, man. They should be upgraded to, they should be upgraded to, be more actually not break down when not that many people go on it. Probably half the capacity goes on it a day. So yeah. I mean, they could just be making upgrades or the regular repairs to keep it running. But why are you doing that during the week and not at a weekend? So yeah. Snog. This feels like a very thing I would hear teenagers say. To if I don't really hear people who are adults talking about making out, but This feels like snogging just feels like a thing I heard way more in high school than in than in like than like now, you know. That could be like a C tier word, I guess. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. Mugged off. This is like a B tier word. It just means, oh, yeah, like blown off, left out, you know. I like mugged off. I don't hear a lot of people like using this now, but like it's an alright word. Same with start off. Most people just say fuck off, but I guess if you're like in a workplace, then it's like, or like if you're in high school where like you can't really swear, then it's like it'll probably be more appropriate to say, oh, they can just go start off, you know, minging. I like the word minging. And you can be like, minging is actually, I like the word minging. Like it just feels right. So yeah, it just feels right. Like obviously I still say disgusting, but like minging, like it just feels like the right word to say, you know. Twat. I like the word twat. That's an S tier word. I call people twats often. Someone like me calling people cunts. Like I don't know which word I use more, cunt or twat, but you know, it's not the right word. It's not the right word. Blimey. This feels like a very London word to say, and for that reason alone, it's gonna D tier. I don't like I don't like London. London is just too busy of a place for me. Tuesday. How else are you fucking meant to say it? This is going to A tier with literally. How else are you meant to say Tuesday? So yeah. Chav, I say chav, but I feel like chav is just a C tier word. I don't know what it would be like replaced with exactly, but yeah. But yeah, chav just feels like a very C tier word to me. Chuffed to bits. Mumbo jumbo reference. This is an S tier just for the fact that because of mumbo jumbo, because he says chuffed to bits like all the time. So yeah, chuffed to bits. That's going in S tier just because of mumbo jumbo. And I love how this video is almost 30 minutes long of me ranking British words. But when the last video that I recorded was like what, 10 like it was like 12 minutes long, wasn't it? So yeah. Cheers. This is way better than tar, in my opinion. This is S tier. Cheers to me, like cheers is just another way of saying thanks, right? Or like you would cheers to something, you know, you would like cheers to the new year, you know. But cheers is also used to say, oh, thanks for that, mate. But for me personally, cheers is a word you would use in real life, while tar is usually you could probably use that over text. But yeah, I prefer cheers over tar. Then chippy. Okay, it says a French fry here, and I'm gonna put it to D tier, just because that is fucking wrong. That's fucking wrong. A chippy is a fish and chip shop, not a French fry. So yeah, a chippy is a fish and chip shop, and I'm putting it D tier just because of that wrong definition right there. Okay, cheeky. This is an S tier word for me, just because it has so many, like, it has like two main connotations. It could mean, oh, that kid's being cheeky, that kid's being like mischievous, right? I could say, oh, do you want a cheeky Nando's? Like, do you want a cheeky Nando's? You know, do you want to go to Nando's and have some food? Yeah, and have some gob, you know? So, yeah, it's two different definitions. Basically, either if you're going to go to Nando's, hey, do you want to get a cheeky Nando's? Or if you're referring to someone as, like, mischievous. So, yeah. Cuppa. Okay. It's here. Cuppa is here. Cuppa? That's like B tier. That's like a B tier word. No, that's an A tier word. Nope. We have to start off instead of just cuppa is like here. But yeah, cuppa, that's just referring to a cup of tea. Yeah, like a cup of tea, but like it just get cup and of just get merged together into cup of tea, and you know what? I like it. It's a fun word. Like it makes sense why it's a word, cause like a lot of people just like speak very quickly, and so when you're saying, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" Do you want a cup of tea? Even I say it, but like when people are saying, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" then like a lot of people speak very quickly, so it just gets merged into, "Oh, do you want a cup of tea?" So yeah, rubbish. This is an S-tier word. I love rubbish. I love rubbish because this one also has like two main connotations. Well, kind of main one connotation really. It's basically how Americans will say trash. We'll say, "Oh, that's rubbish" instead of "that's trash." And it just feels, just feels right. Like I could never hear a British person say trash. Rubbish just feels right. So yeah, arse, S tier. I mean, this is how we say asshole. Like you're being an asshole. You're being an ass. And I can think of no better way to say it. Like it just feels right. I think arse is. I don't know whether arse is more used up north compared to down south, but yeah, arse, arsehole, just makes sense. It just sounds better. And like, I'm just thinking of like what words sound better in my accent, pretty much. And yeah, arse makes sense. Arse versus ass. Arse sounds better. So yeah, wanker. That's an S tier as well. I'm putting a lot of words in here. But yeah, wanker, that goes in S tier. You can just call someone a wanker. That's like, "Oh, you're a shithead. You're a piece of shit." Like, wank is often used to like replace like masturbate is like slang for masturbate. But like, so if you're calling someone a wanker, then there's that connotation. So yeah, I'll just leave it. Bugger. That's a solid B tier word for me. No, that's C tier. That's gone down to C tier. I don't like the word bugger all that much. So, you know what? No, that's going down to D tier. Bugger. A few people in my family say bugger. I think my grandma will say it every so often. But yeah, bugger. I feel like that's just like I feel like that word is just like more common in like older generations compared to like my generation, which is like Gen Z. I have never heard a Gen Z person say someone's a bugger. You'll like, I'll just often say, "Oh, that person's being an ass. That person's being a bit cheeky." But I'll never hear someone of my generation call someone a bugger. So yeah, brother. That's C tier. I only hear that off roadmen, or like those those teenagers in high school, those kids in high school that think they're hard but they're really not. When I say, "Oh, those teenagers that think they're hard," the teenagers that think they're tough, basically. So yeah. So yeah. So yeah, that's like kind of has a bit of a negative connotation to me. So yeah. And then, "Are you having a laugh?" That's like a solid B tier. Are you having a laugh? That just makes sense in my brain. So yeah. Wicked. Is this referring to the alcohol? I'm putting D tier because I don't think wicked is just like an exclusively British word. Like, unless I'm like wrong, unless I'm like dead wrong about this. But like, wicked. Like, I feel like Americans use wicked as well. So that's why I'm putting it in D tier, because I don't think it's an exclusively like British word. Okay. Alright. That pronunciation is going in C tier. Because alright. I fucking say it. Alright. That's going in C tier though. That's still going in C tier though. Just Just because I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it, but it's just the normal way. I say alright, you know? Trousers. I mean, I think that's gonna beat it because I think a lot more people now, like a lot more people in my generation say just say pants. But like, I mean, it depends. I feel like it depends. Like, if you're saying, oh, I need to go pick up some work pants, most people just say, oh, I need to go pick up some trousers for work, you know? So, yeah, I think it depends on the context a little bit. So, yeah. Bollocks! This is just an A-tier word for me. It's like just saying, oh, that's a load of balls, innit? So, yeah, and I'm trying to speed this up here because I don't want this video is already like 35 minutes long, so yeah, I don't want this to be too much long. I don't want this to be too much longer. And then bottle of water. That's just gone unseated just because of how much Americans make fun of us for saying bottle of water. You know, I just hate the way that they spelled that on here. You know. So yeah, that's going in C-tier right away. Bangers, that's also a C-tier word. Because like most people just also say sausages. So yeah. See, I did not mean to do that. Didn't mean to click on that. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people would just say sausages instead of bangers. The only time I would say bangers is what is saying like, oh, can we have bangers and mash for tea? You know? So yeah. And then bobbies, this is for policemen. This is a C-tier word just because bobbies is not really used like as a word anymore. Like I hear bobbies being used like in older generations. For example, my grandma says bobbies sometimes, but like we'll just say, oh, the police, you know, and you can't even see data anymore. I should really expand this out here, this frame out. But yeah. Next out, we have a bloke, which is solid beta. Yeah, you can't even really see this anymore, actually. Let me go grab that, actually. And then just move it over a little bit more. You know, I'll get rid of the ranks, because you can still kind of see, you can still kind of tell based off what I'm saying. So, yeah, bloke goes to beta just because it's a fun word to say. You know. Okay, bird. There's instant deta right there, because most people who refer to women as birds are usually pieces of shit. We don't like people who refer to women as birds. And then bloody hell, that's an S-tier word. I like saying bloody hell. I say bloody hell all the time. So, yeah. Okay, next we've got daft, dodgy, fanny, and fancy. Fanny? I hate the word fanny. It just feels weird to call a vagina the fanny. So, yeah. Vagina, fanny used to refer to a vagina, by the way. So, yeah, so that's why we're a bit weirded out when like Americans call a bum bag a fanny pack, because it's like, you what? You know? So yeah. Fancy a night out, fancy a Chinese or whatever. That's like a solid A-tier word. That's a solid A-tier word right there. So yeah. And daft and dodgy, those are also A-tier words. No explanation needed. I'm just gonna quickly show you. Let me just sort some things out in OBS. Let me just put that down, and then this I think is the full. Yeah, this is the full tier list. So yeah, I should probably put this on my community post. And yeah, let me do that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and yeah, hope you've enjoyed And yeah, I should probably stop recording here because I am streaming at 8:30 tonight. I'm recording this Thursday the 24th of July and I'm streaming later. I'm streaming Cabernet later. So I need to swap some stream stuff out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed and I shall see you guys whenever my next video is. I don't know when. But yeah, bye guys. Bye.